COVID-19 is going to cost the airlines alone about $20 billion in losses.
That is a lot of money.
Can you imagine what the total loss numbers will be for all travel?
I can't. It's got to be. I mean, if that's just the airlines, you got to figure we're talking hundreds of billions.
Yep. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Doom and gloom. Is that what we're discussing today?
We never discuss anything of the sort on this podcast. We are a comedy travel podcast. But the travel aspect of it has just been doom and gloom lately. It's not a good time for the travel industry.
No, it isn't.
It doesn't need to be a bad time. There's lots of places that are still very safe and, fine to travel to. But, I mean, people are shaken up.
Welcome to Extra Legroom. My name's Cory. This is Mitch.
Good morning.
Unfortunately, Joanne cannot be with us today. But those initial numbers about the airline was courtesy of Joanne, who's here in spirit.
She's always with us.
Now, let's quickly discuss what's going on the Diamond Princess. So, everyone's off the ship except for the crew. There's about 1,000 crew members that are still on the ship. They got to work an extra 4 days or something before they could be let off, according to their contract.
What?
Like, they're still working. They still got to work.
I don't understand that. Wouldn't you assume it would have been done at the end of the cruise, which would have been a while ago? Or was the cruise scheduled to still be sailing at this point?
Yeah, they were still scheduled. Basically, their contract ends in like 4 days, and they're supposed to remain on the ship.
That's nice. You guys got to stay here in the infectious zone to work.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know. I really would. I mean, I'd be sick for the next 4. Well, maybe I wouldn't be sick for the next 4 days because next thing you know, I'm going to go see the nurse and then I've contracted some crazy coronavirus. We don't want that. So the final numbers, I guess, considering now that the crew's out, the passengers are off the ship, which I really don't understand because now they're going through yet another quarantine, right? So it's like they were ordered by the Japanese health minister, right, that the ship had to be quarantined for 14 days. However, now the passengers that are all going back home and jumping on whatever flights by whatever countries are sending them, they've got to go through another quarantine.
But that's not. They're not just jumping on flights, though, right?
Well, not random flights.
They're being sent flights by the country.
Yes.
Like, this isn't them just going out into the world now and taking whatever flights they can find. I hope.
I really hope not.
I hope. But yeah, once they get back to their home countries, it's another 14-day quarantine period.
Yep. So
that's a crummy little vacation right there.
Well, yeah, it's one you won't forget. Well, let's hope. Okay, so the final numbers. You want to take a guess?
Of infected on board?
Yeah.
Did it get over 600?
It did.
Ooh. What is it?
634 out of 3,700.
Wow.
Not a mathematician, but that's about 20%.
That's high.
20%!
1 in 5.
Yep. And 2 elderly Japanese passengers who were infected died of the disease, becoming the first 2 fatalities from the ship. Yeah.
Not good.
Not good at all. And I think that this is certainly a learning experience, I hope, for cruise lines who need to, I think, coordinate better with and have better procedures in place for doing a quarantine. I mean, it's got to be a learning experience, right?
Yeah, but, I mean, this shouldn't really have been a guinea pig test ground for that. They should have really had this kind of stuff in place already, you would think. It's not the first time a cruise ship has dealt with some sort of a virus outbreak on board, whether it's a stomach flu or something more serious. There should be protocols and procedures in place for dealing like that for something like this. I would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I'm upset.
I mean, it's it just so happened to be, and this is a little bit. It's not. This
Like,
not
let me
the
ask you. Let
norm.
me
It's
ask
not
you
the
something.
norm virus that's
Do you
going around.
think? Okay, we can agree that right now, the cruising industry specifically is going to probably take a big hit. Yes. Quick answer. Yes or no?
100%.
Okay. So, do you think that if this hadn't happened, this crazy outbreak on this one cruise ship, would it be as bad for the cruise industry? Like, let's say it was just like 2 cases on this ship, and they got quarantined, and let's move on with our day.
No, it would have been good.
And then everything would have been fine for the cruising industry.
Yeah,
But because of this one ship and this one poorly handled situation, the whole cruise industry is set to suffer.
Well, I think that
Doom and gloom in the morning.
I think that the region itself wouldn't have been as traveled, right? So they probably would have taken a hit, right? Just like everyone in the region has taken a hit. All the resorts, all of the tourist attractions, I'm sure Tokyo Disney and stuff like that's not really popping, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
So they've taken, the whole industry's taken a hit. But let's not forget about the Diamond Princess Patient 1. So the outbreak was traced to a Hong Kong passenger who disembarked on January the 23rd, 2 days before the ship's current voyage.
And they think it just lingered around on board, and then all of these people got infected.
Well, here's the thing. I think that some of the itineraries in Japan and in this region, sometimes they let people off. They do like a 3-day. They let people off. They let people on. They let people off. They let people on.
Do they?
So it's not like, well, in this particular case, I think so, because this was like a quick. It wasn't a long.
No,
stay.
but I assumed it was this passenger just disembarked with the rest of his cruise mates, and then it was a new cruise that started. You're thinking he just got off of a current cruise and said peace out, and then there's all these people on board still?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if that was the case.
And then there was like
actually
a whole new slew of people. This is not 100% verified, but this is what I think. And I mean, I think this is probably the main reason why this has happened. If everyone got off and they disinfected the entire ship as they always do, and this is still the case, then that even raises more red flags and
Well, that
questions.
guy looks like Blake Griffin. Doesn't he?
Little bit.
I don't know anything about basketball. I don't know how I pulled that one out.
Nice one.
Thanks. We are here in a mall, as you may know. Our constant listener at Promenade Travel in Promenade Mall. Cory, phone number?
905-709-0909.
For all your travel needs.
So we've got some fans.
We do. We have people actually asking us for the next episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah, like we just put up 2 yesterday, and they want more.
Chill out.
Yeah, right? Needy.
Hey, Zeus.
So needy.
We also run a business here, you know.
We don't just sit around podcasting all day.
No, we don't.
We'd love to, actually, but...
So what did one of our fans that I know that you're friends with, what did he think about it?
Who, Eric?
The last episode.
My good friend Eric thought it was very funny.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
but
that's good.
I should tell you, though,
Uh-oh.
Eric's a very easy guy to make laugh. So he's an okay judge because, he did laugh, so it means he found it funny. But Eric literally finds everything funny, so I don't know how much of a judge of character we can use him for, but he's in the car a lot where he works, and he wants more content. He wants more podcasts to listen to, and he thinks that Cory specifically is hilarious. I don't understand that part, but...
Oh, thanks, Eric. Maybe one day we'll have him on the show. Where does he live?
Oh, he's in a really big place.
Okay.
It's called Kindersley.
Kinder Surprise?
Something like that. But yeah, he's out in the prairies, and
I think that's going to be the new name of the Diamond Princess.
what?
Well, after they burn it, it's going to be called Kindersley.
Oh.
Are you jumping on this cruise next?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, would you go on the Diamond Princess in a month's time?
No, I wouldn't.
In 6 months' time?
I'm not a big fan of cruising in general.
What?
It's not for me. I have my tastes, but that's not for me. And but no, I don't think I'd. If I found the desire to go on a cruise again, I think I'd probably look for another cruise ship.
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this cruise ship. Now,
Well,
just an update.
I believe it's set to sail in April. Is what I saw.
It is set to sail in April, but I don't know if people are going to be.
Like
Well, let's see
if
what
you had a
happens.
scheduled itinerary in April, are you gonna be like, all right, here we go? Or are you gonna be like calling them up and saying, I don't want to go on that boat. What do
Well,
I do?
It's funny. So this leads me to the passengers that were supposed to be on the Diamond Princess on March the 15th. Okay. So I don't want to get too much into it because these are very private people. I've actually invited them to be on the show, but they declined. I thought it'd be pretty cool to have them on the show and get their perspective of things.
We
and
might
all
be able
that.
to twist their arm in time.
Maybe in
Once
time.
it's a bit of a distant memory.
Well, the thing is that they're going to be listening to the show, and if they've heard the last show, they probably will continue to decline.
Why? You don't think they like
I
fart
just-
jokes and dick
We're-
humor?
It's not the highest highbrow humor. Let's put it that way. It's
If it makes you laugh, it's funny, it's comedy.
I don't know. Maybe they'll take offense
Maybe
to it.
maybe they'll think it's hilarious.
Perhaps in this ultra sensitive world. But anyways, so
I digress.
the husband was willing to go on the March 15th sailing. Like, I mean,
He's like, yeah, whatever, let's do it.
they're like, if they get everything together, then sure.
He just wanted to go on his trip.
Yeah. And the wife was like, listen, I don't really want to be on this ship. I don't think it's safe. And you know what? I agreed with her 100%.
But that's the thing. Like, it probably is safe. And I mean, after everything that's happened, they are going to like go hardcore on the disinfecting and cleanliness of it. It's kind of an
crannies.
Yeah, but
and like,
I mean, it's kind of an unfair tainting of them because, sure, like I mean, it's going to be in the back of your head no matter what. But
are you really gonna enjoy yourself? Like,
you probably will be fine. Again, it's a little maybe take it out for like a year. Ooh, you know what? Renaming celebration.
wow.
They should probably rename that boat.
To the Corona?
No, that would be a bad idea.
No.
The-
Free Corona for everyone on the ship? Beer. What? Beer. Yeah. So anyways, basically, Princess Cruise Lines, they canceled a whole bunch of itineraries, including their itinerary, and leading up to, as you mentioned, they'll be sailing again April 20th. Is that right?
I didn't catch the exact date.
I don't know. Let's say it's 420. It's a nice number. What?
Silly.
So they were canceled, and we purchased their airfare independently, which means we didn't do it through the cruise line because we have better rates. We did.
Okay, I believe you.
Okay. So we had to fill out a refund request form, and it looks like I mean, we still have to wait the 4 to 6 weeks or what have you to get the money back on their flights because they're non-refundable, non-changeable. But I think they're going to get it.
And I mean, that's good on Princess for stepping up and, you know, taking ownership and...
But wait, there's more.
What?
So they also received a...
Maybe you shouldn't say the exact amount.
No, but they received a percentage credit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Like a percentage of what
they originally paid. So 25% of what they originally... So not only is their voyage reimbursed, okay, their initial purchase of the cruise, but also they have a credit, 25% per person.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
So,
You get made whole, and then you get incentive to give them a try again.
so do you think that?
And like, is it really their fault? The whole outbreak and the failed quarantine, sure, we can point fingers if we want to, but the fact that this happened to happen on this ship, like, it was bad timing, bad location. I don't know.
I don't think. I think the 25% was a very nice gesture.
Absolutely.
But would you, knowing what's going on in the cruise line industry, would you then jump on the next cruise,
Well,
maybe in the Caribbean?
absolutely. And maybe even just to be on the extra safe side, I wait 4 months, 5 months.
Well, guess what? They have already utilized their credit, their 25% extra credit, okay? And they will be on another. Actually, they're going to be on the Sky Princess, which is a newer ship. So,
No?
yeah, they're looking forward to it. And I'll tell you what, got a very good rate. And then on top of that, with the credit, they're laughing. Let's put it to you this way: the flight and the hotel from Toronto to Fort Lauderdale, and we're not staying at a lavish hotel. It's just a place to lay our head before the cruise. Costs more money
On the cruise.
than the cruise itself.
You can't go wrong with that.
Well, hey,
Hopefully.
I guess that's to be determined. We'll see when they get back, but I guess good on Princess for doing that, and they're still loyalty. I mean,
Yeah.
they're going on another Princess cruise, right? So
Good for them.
yeah, they're actually one of some of my favorite clients here. So a little bit more doom and gloom.
Oh, my.
You sent me an article the other day, on the dengue fever. What?
Whenever I hear it, I wanna sing the Jungle Fever song, but Dengue Fever. But it's not a joking matter.
It's not a joking matter at all, Mitchell. And I've got dengue fever. You've got dengue fever. Okay, so
Sorry.
listen.
Yeah, see?
It's a
It
big
takes
deal.
it takes you over.
It does. And listen, we gotta, like, it's a serious matter because a lot of people die of dengue fever. And recently, a Canadian, 26 years old, contracted dengue fever, which is a mosquito transmitted virus, in Jamaica, and she died. 26 years old.
That's pretty scary.
It is.
I don't like to hear that.
But the article that you sent me was very scary because actually another Canadian contracted this in Cuba. And she so she had some like flu-like symptoms or whatever, and chalked it up to being a flu, and came back home, and all of a sudden started hallucinating. It's one of the symptoms or side effects, and she went to the hospital, and they eventually caught it, and she's gonna be okay, but it did certainly impact her life.
Jeez.
Um,
So what can you do to like protect yourself when you're going away?
Bug spray,
The obvious, eh?
I guess so.
Avoid getting bitten.
She's from Cambridge, Ontario, actually.
If you see a mosquito, go the other way. Say, not today, mosquito.
So she suffered a seizure and was rushed to the emergency department, and then doctors made the shocking discovery. She had suffered multiple organ failures and only had a quarter of her heart function left. She spent 11 days on life support as the medical
Jesus.
team tried to figure out what the source of her life-threatening condition was. So that really sucks. And she was in Cuba. So basically it's affected her life. I don't think she can work anymore or what have you. It's certainly
horrible.
Yeah, it is. It's terrible. It is. It's like nothing to sing about. Stop bobbing your head to
I,
it. It's in your head.
I wasn't doing anything.
So
Sitting here solemnly.
here's some scary stuff. Okay, enough doom and gloom, but here's a little bit more to brighten up your day. So more than 560,000 people in North and South America
560,000.
contract dengue fever in 2018.
And how many died?
It doesn't say. Okay. However, those numbers skyrocketed in 2019 to 3.1 million cases, more than 5 times the previous
Why
year's
are we not
caseload.
hearing about this?
Well, that's actually part of the issue is that
Doesn't get reported, or?
well, no, a lot of these travel. Well, what in this article, the problem is that she says she wasn't warned about it.
That's
So this creates a little bit of a debate.
Hmm.
Is it a travel agent's responsibility to list off all of the potential viruses and mosquito-borne this and like?
Well, that's tricky, right? There's so many different things, but I would argue that it's at least the travel agent's responsibility to inform the client to look into it.
So the last time you sold the Caribbean,
I did not mention dengue fever to anybody.
did you mention dengue fever and Zika
I'm
virus?
talking about Zika virus still. Absolutely. All of our invoices.
They have it on there.
Yeah.
And you should know if you're pregnant or if you plan on becoming pregnant in the next 6 months, you should not be going to the Caribbean or any Zika region. And there's a map that you can find, a Zika map. If you Google that, you'll be able to see what's affected and what isn't affected. But that is also a mosquito transmitted virus that will affect the development of the fetus. And it's very sad.
I'm just looking right now, just for argument's sake, we're asking whose responsibility it is to inform the traveler. Well, I'm on the Canadian government's travel website right now where they have advisories for every country. I haven't checked Jamaica yet, but for Cuba, for health-related travel advisories, there is a warning about Zika virus, which we just mentioned, and a global measles notice. No mention of dengue. So I'm just going to quickly check out Jamaica now. But I mean, if the government isn't warning about it, who should be?
Well, I think this is a little bit of a buyer beware situation. Okay, you gotta do your initial research as well.
Yep,
Like, as a
same in
traveler.
Jamaica. Nothing, same warnings as Cuba.
So it is. So basically, it's also the responsibility of the traveler to do a little bit of research and figure out what's going on, what's popping. Right? It's all not just hey, let's make sure we get the SPF 60 or whatever.
That's important too,
100%. But
especially for the gingers out there.
I'm sure you've offended.
My wife's a ginger, so I'm like,
Oh, so that gives you the right.
yes.
How dare you?
I actually have a little bit of ginger in my beard, so technically, technically, it's
now-
okay.
Now you've offended Now you certainly have offended ginger.
Gingers know their spot. They know that they
Is
are
that the term to use even?
gingers.
Yeah.
I don't know what it. No, I think yeah. Well, you have like a brunette. You have
Isn't that a redhead?
what's a redhead? A ginger?
I guess so.
No, is that the same thing? Is there like an official?
I don't
You
know.
have
But
blonde. You have brunette.
ginger sounds like,
What do they call black hair? Black?
yeah, black hair. If you have
But,
black
like,
hair.
brunette-
What color is your hair? Black.
But why? You know what I mean? Like brown hair is called brunette.
I don't know, Mitchell. All I know is
These are important questions that our listeners
I am
want
not
the
sure
answers
of
to.
many things, but I am sure of one, my friend. You have offended all gingers everywhere.
Sorry.
Okay. So do your research a little bit as well, but talk to the travel agent, and the travel agent should be able to tell you, hey, this is what's popping, and be aware of it. But like there's something everywhere. I'm going to South Africa in May.
Biltong. Bring me back some biltong, please.
I will.
Thank you.
Maybe.
No.
For those that don't know, Mitchell, can you explain what is biltong?
Biltong is beef jerky. South African
African style.
That wasn't
Yeah.
planned.
Yeah. What are you talking about? It was scripted. Who's got dengue fever?
Hey, we said none of that.
Okay. You're right. The problem is widespread. Argentina is currently reporting a dengue fever outbreak.
Never heard
And
of it though, right? Not on the news.
No, I haven't heard of this on the news. And emergencies have been declared in Honduras, Brazil, Jamaica.
Emergencies.
Yeah, you know what this sounds like to me? The itinerary that my Diamond Princess travelers are going to be on.
Oh, coming up?
Yeah.
Excellent. Let them know the good news.
They know we discussed it
Oh.
after their book.
Ooh.
But they do know, and they're like, well, what do you do? What do we do? We just stay home? Because eventually,
Just hold your breath and
remember West
no.
Nile?
I think
West Nile made it all the way here.
I think it still is. It's like I think it's around.
It's a summer thing, yeah. When the mosquitoes are away, I'm pretty sure you're not going to get it right now.
No, I don't think there's any mosquitoes around.
No. And if those super mosquitoes are out there in -10,
Those are the ones you got to watch for.
then I'm locking myself inside. I'm never leaving.
If you're going to do that, you need to have a non-perishables kit. You were just saying.
You're right. You need to be prepared. But that's really what it is preparation and knowing what you're getting yourself into. I mean, I always advise my travelers to do a little bit of research before coming in as well, so that they know what's going on and they have an idea of what's, flights they want or cruises, and obviously prices associated with that, right? You should always do your research beforehand, but it's not just on the bargain. It's not just on the deal. It's also on the medical environment or the
Political climate.
Yeah, you got to know. Hey,
There's
listen.
political unrest and there's people rioting in the streets. You might want to know about that.
Yeah, and is that our job to now say, hey, oh, listen, they're protesting here. They're yellow jackets here or orange vests
I'd
or whatever
argue
they're
that
called.
it is. I would say it is.
I think a good travel agent should.
Yes.
And I do. And when people are like, hey, I can go here or here or here, we're going to tell them like what's going on in each area. And
Well, I mean, as long as we know this dengue fever thing, all of a sudden is emergencies in all kinds of countries. News to me.
it's true. I mean, every day we're looking at the news and travel related news and what have you. And this didn't pop up on anyone's radar until a couple of days ago because the coronavirus or COVID-19 has taken over.
It's dominating the airwaves.
Yeah, there's other stuff. So there's like, you've heard of SARS, obviously, right? Corona, COVID-19. What about MERS? Have you heard of that?
I haven't heard of MERS.
It's similar to SARS and Corona, but it affects the Middle East.
Never heard of it.
See?
Never heard of it.
But you know what?
Wonder what else we haven't heard
I'm
of.
still going to South Africa. Okay.
Is there anything going on there?
Yeah. Hey, I got to get some like malaria shots and stuff
Don't you
like
have to do that like soonish?
Yeah, I got to talk to a doctor about that. And by the way,
While you're there, you should talk about that other thing too.
What, that thing?
Yeah, you know. Anyways, go on.
It's so embarrassing. I don't know if I want to talk about it.
No, not on the air. My God. Think of your family.
So, no, but you're right. I should, and I thank you. And we're not doctors, though. Travel agents are absolutely not doctors. And when you ask about vaccinations or all of that stuff, I always scratch my head.
Yeah, maybe just go to the travel clinic and
go to a doctor. Go to your physician. I don't know what vaccinations you have and what you don't have, or
your medical history.
No, you want to know something though? I had a traveler who did go to the doctor, and they asked, you know what the doctor said? Talk to your travel agent.
What?
Yeah, and I was like, oh,
Well, the doctor.
Well, thank you for asking me after the doctor consulted you to ask me. I'm going to advise you to find a new fucking doctor.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
It's not good.
That's ridiculous. But don't go to a doctor for travel advice. You don't go to the grocery store and ask them to fix your car.
Well, if your mechanic part-time works at the grocery store, you could.
Maybe.
But then, you might get in trouble for talking about that kind of stuff while he's supposed to be doing the grocery work. Let's get real here.
So, just a little bit of common sense goes a long way as well, okay? But do your research. Do your research, especially before booking, because you don't want to end up with Dengue Fever. He's got Dengue Fever. Okay. Really not a laughing matter at all. And if that gets stuck in your head today, I apologize, because it was stuck in my head. Mitchell, I know we didn't. I don't really like talking too much about everyone's personal lives and what have you.
All right, so let's move on.
Okay. Your wife. What?
My wife.
Your wife. Your wife.
Mm-hmm.
She works. What's her occupation?
She works for the York Region District School Board.
Ooh, okay. And today's Friday, the 21st of February, which means it's a strike day?
Yep, it's a strike day against the Fordsey government.
So, you also mentioned on in a previous episode that you are expecting.
I am.
Congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
I wish we had an applause button or something.
We can add one in after. We won't, but we could.
Maybe. But instead I'll do this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Take a whiff.
You shouldn't have.
Take a whiff.
I think I have to sneeze.
That's all for you.
Hold on. It's tickling my nose. Sorry about that.
You should really sneeze in the crevice of your arm.
I did.
Thank you for spreading.
What are you talking about?
Did you hear the acoustics on that? That was not a muffled. That was like echoed, and I'm surprised security hasn't ran over to the store to ask if everything is okay. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on.
Jesus. And while telling him
I'm on Joe's mic today, so yeah.
Yeah. And while telling you to like sneeze in the crevice of your arm, you disregarded it and did it again. Thanks, Mitchell. This virus brought to you by Mitchell.
Sorry.
So
Sorry.
your pregnant wife is going to be picketing?
Yes, she is. She has some special accommodations, as anyone who is pregnant does. There are a lot of pregnant people striking. It's not just Megan. But
does that mean your unborn child will be more of like a rebel?
Maybe.
Like later in life when you're like, why are you constantly protesting with me?
It's an interesting thought. Quite hilarious if you think about it.
So you're going from 1 to 2 children.
Yes, that's correct.
You have no idea.
I think I've got a pretty good idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a disaster.
Okay.
And
I'm glad you are prepared.
I know what's up.
You need extra perishables.
I need extra legroom. Extra Legroom, the podcast brought to you by
Promenade Travel Agency, a full-service travel agency that you can trust. 905-709-0909. So we ran into another friend of ours, neighbor actually, we had as a guest, and we might throw in a little clip or something of the beginning, I would say, of the podcast.
A lot of it's going to hit the cutting room floor.
Yeah, the problem
was that Cory was just too filthy and vile for us to put that kind of stuff on air. So he buggered the whole thing up for us.
Well, that and everyone was talking at the same time, and I'm
well,
not.
I can't. That's really. Sorry, go ahead.
Not an expert.
Yeah, what?
In the editing.
But you should be able to, right?
That's not airing. See
what? Why?
The podcast with Miles, but I will do a shout out. Miles, Moz Best.
Just Moz Best. Miles is the guy who runs it.
And Moz Best is?
Delicious soup.
It is, and you can find it in most grocery stores.
Check them out online. I'm sure they have a website.
And I asked him, I'm like, where's the spot to get it in Thornhill? You know what he said? What a bagel.
Oh,
Yep. So if you're in a Whataburger
check it out. Ma's Best.
in the Thornhill area, check out if they have soup. And if it's Ma's Best, then
Grab it. If it's a different company, smash it on the floor.
what?
What? No.
What's this? This is not Ma's Best at all. No. Don't smash it on the floor. That's not nice.
But don't buy it. Only buy Ma's Best.
Or your favorite soup. Listen, I'm a big fan of the Swiss Chalet.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever had soup from Swiss Chalet.
What?
I usually just get the quarter chicken, or
Wait
sometimes
a
I get the ribs.
You have not had the Swiss Chalet soup?
What is it, like a chicken soup? I'd imagine.
Are you shitting me right now?
No. Maybe I've had it before. I don't know.
It's a big thing, man.
It's a big thing.
It is a very big thing. You should definitely have whenever
Is there a Swiss Chalet around here?
there is.
Oh.
Come on.
They have a good deal on right now, too.
What?
You buy a quarter chicken dinner and an appetizer, and you get a second quarter chicken dinner free.
Wow.
Good deal, actually.
It is good. You should get it.
I think you should get it. I bought lunch yesterday.
And then ask for the soup.
For our constant listeners, we did get the chicken bacon sticks yesterday from Sea High, which is closing. And Cory tried them for the first time, and I'll let him tell you about them.
They're delicious.
There you go.
I was gonna say crack because that's what I say. Like if it's really really good, it's crack.
Yeah.
Which is not a good term to use at all.
No, because it's implying that crack is great.
Yeah, that's not. I have no experience with that whatsoever. So I'm gonna just rephrase that and say it was delicious.
Yep, we're going to do it again next Thursday, I hope.
Yeah, it's on me. It's
on
me.
Cory next time, and that will probably be the last time, although rumor has it.
What?
Can you keep this between us?
Sure.
When I picked up yesterday, I asked them, like, what's the deal? You guys must be real busy now with the news of the closure. You going to extend it or anything? And they said, well, the lease is actually up on March 14th. So we might keep the takeout kitchen open until then. So we might have a couple more weeks of chicken bacon sticks.
Wow.
And they are so good.
You know what? If you're in the area, maybe we should get like a petition going for them to remain. Stay in business.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked online. I feel like...
Didn't the guy ask you, he's like, where were you 2 months ago or something?
Yeah.
So you just frequent them when they're closing?
I live out of the area now. I used to frequent them a lot when I lived close by, but I live quite a ways away from there, and it doesn't make sense. They wouldn't deliver to me. I can't go pick it up. It's a sad situation, but...
Sounds like an excuse to me.
Well, it is, but...
So, it was delicious. I didn't have an opportunity to try the egg roll that you purchased me. I let Prague have that.
Foolish.
Is it good?
It was really good.
You know, it's funny. There's not many when I get Chinese.
It's very similar to a Mandarin egg roll, if you like the egg rolls at Mandarin. Very similar.
I don't even remember but I know, no, they're good. Those are all right. They're pretty good. It's hit and miss with egg rolls, to be quite honest.
Yeah, definitely.
First of all, a lot of places don't have it.
They have spring rolls.
Spring rolls all day.
Different, though. Totally different.
Oh, 100% not the same. So, I like a good egg roll. You know who else has good egg rolls?
Who?
Cynthia's.
Do you know I've never had Cynthia's? But I am having it for the first time next week.
I hear it's a little on the pricey side.
The good news is...
But it depends what you're getting.
The meal is on the person who's taking me.
Who's taking you?
One of my wife's best friends, Stephanie.
Oh, I know about that.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're going to open in 4 minutes, so we're going to have to wrap up another exciting episode of Extra Legroom.
What are you eating? Oh.
What?
We'll be talking... This podcast is like a travel-related comedy, doom and gloom food. That's what we're at right now.
Well, we're real people who talk about real shit. And a lot of it is travel-related. But food could also be travel-related. right?
Well, I mean,
Celebrating different cultures.
it's an
their
understatement. You
cuisines.
left me speechless because, I mean, food could be considered a division of travel almost. There are tours and companies devoted to food.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I know I am. 95% of the time I'm right, Corey.
Oh, easy.
95. It's actually been statistically measured.
So the reason why I'm sighing is because that's my saying. That's not yours.
We'll
How
see.
dare you try and take that away from me?
We'll let the listeners decide who said it first on the air, and that's who's saying it is.
Well, I guess I'll have to edit it out.
Wait a second. Wait a second. You can't do that.
I can do anything. There's 6 cases of coronavirus.
Oh my God.
And what?
We're
Did I get
done
back to
with
that?
this today.
But there's one more thing you should be aware of, which is interesting.
Yeah, go on.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Should we give you a mask to wear or a couple of sneezes? Okay. There's 6 cases in BC.
Okay.
The most recent case came off a plane from Iran.
That's odd.
Right? So she became ill, went to the hospital.
But
and they
was
sent her
did you
home.
maybe get ill on the plane from someone?
They don't really know, and they're trying to track her activity in the last like 48 hours or 3 days or something like that. But they sent her home because they didn't suspect it because the flight was coming from Tehran. So they were like, no, so Iran's got some cases, and basically not every country have,
Reported.
well, they don't maybe have the equipment or the proper testing procedures in place.
They're just like, oh, you've got the flu. Go home, rest, have some chicken soup.
So although numbers is funny because numbers were declining, there was a trend over 3 days where total infected cases were actually on the decline. And WHO, the World Health Organization, the World Health Organization.
Who?
WHO.
No, but who?
WHO, the World Health Organization,
Oh, I understand. Okay.
has said that although this is like a trend, not to get too excited at the end of the day, that's too early to celebrate. Okay? And now with what's going on with South Korea, Japan with pockets of little clusters and what have you, and now Iran, it is a lot more of a global epidemic. And be wary, I guess. Be wary. And if you are sick, I mean, I guess she did the right thing. She went to the hospital. She got her, she said, listen, I've got
And
these
she was
symptoms.
never heard from again.
No, but they sent her home. And then now they have to track her activity for the next 2 or 3 days,
Jeez.
for the previous 2 or 3 days. And
I just
God
want
knows.
I just want to stay home, hide in bed. Doom and gloom,
Listen, the Caribbean is safe,
except for dengue fever.
except for dengue fever and Zika and malaria. Well, no.
Jesus.
Hey, Zeus.
East Coast Canada is nice. Nothing going on out there.
Remember I was saying 30-day challenge?
Yeah.
Stay within, how about this? Travel, but travel with
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
travel within your country.
See the sights.
See the sights. Canada's a big country, man. I have not seen all of it.
No.
Not even close.
Not even close.
So
Have you been to PEI?
I haven't had the pleasure.
Oh, man, you would love it. It's so nice. And the food is so good. The seafood, oh my God. The fishing out there. Whale watching, you'd love it, man.
I would really like
Let's go. Let's go this summer. Do a road trip. I got a place to stay out there.
Oh, you do?
Mhm.
Where?
Megan's godparents have a place,
I'm down.
like with a guest house.
Whoa. You've done well, eh?
Hi, Uncle Peter and Uncle Pam. We
They're
might
not.
be coming to visit you this
They're
summer.
not listening at all.
No, but
Maybe. You never know.
you never know.
By the way, tell your friends if you like the show. Share and, I don't know, do whatever you Facebookers or Instagrammers or what have you.
iTuners, Soundclouders.
Are we going to be on the other one?
I don't know. Probably. It depends if you want to lay out the bucks.
Jeez, I guess so. We'll see what happens. But do tell your friends if you are enjoying the show. If you think it's I hope it's informative, a little bit funny, right?
Yeah, I think today was a good one. I mean, it's better when Joe's here, but she's sick. What can you do?
What can you do?
I feel like I'm getting sick from her mic, though. I got it sneezing and coughing.
It's not instantaneous. You can't just
I think
jump on her mic.
I think it infected me.
It's a fast-moving
jumped.
virus.
I think so.
So I thank you, listeners, for subscribing. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Share it with your friends.
Tell them to
This is-
subscribe.
This is how we're gonna grow the show and make this even better and what have you. But I'm very excited because in our near future we have some guests that will be coming onto the show. Some suppliers actually that we've already spoken with. Sandals being one of them. So Robert from Sandals eventually will be coming in and we'll be talking everything sandals and beaches.
That should be a good one.
Yep. We've also got Barcelo, or for some that say Barcello. But I did ask the rep, and she said it's not Italian, which would make it Barcello. It's Spanish, which makes it Barcelo.
Okay.
You see, you're learning.
I learned. You learned me.
So I can't wait, but I think we've got a caller before we sign off here. We're 4 minutes past 10, and our door should be open. They are not open yet, but we will get there.
There is a line of people waiting to get in, but we will.
Settle down out there. No pushing. No, we don't have masks. Yeah. I hope everyone liked our previous guest, which I think was on episode 2 with Steven. The phone's ringing.
Phone is ringing.
All right, Mitchell, why don't you grab that one quickly, if you don't mind?
Hello, Promenade Travel.
Is this Mitchell?
Yes, it is.
Mitchell Boris, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How you doing today?
Good. Came back from Cuba.
Very good. You have a good time?
I love resort. I love resort. Everything, food good. Everything,
Good.
everything good.
Glad to
Everything
hear.
good. But one problem.
What's that, Boris?
So when I take douche, inside douche,
Sorry, you do what?
douche.
I don't understand.
When I take douche, inside douche, water no go. You know, douche. You go to bathroom. You go to bathroom, toilet. Go to bathroom. Then you take douche. Water
What?
no go.
So you use the toilet and the water wouldn't flush?
No. Douche. Inside douche. Water come, you make your soap, your hair.
Oh, shower.
Yes, shower, douche. Okay?
Okay.
Inside douche, water no go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not
like almost to my knees.
good. What you were like? What do you mean to your knees?
Water no go down douche drain.
I'm sorry to hear that, Boris. I hope you talk to the front staff about that.
I want to make complaint.
Oh, that's no problem. We can definitely file a complaint for you.
Also, douche, inside douche bag, very stinky.
I'm sorry?
Douche bag.
What bag? What do you mean?
Inside douche bag, they have soap,
Oh, okay.
but very stinky, very stinky.
Okay, well,
You write this?
yeah, we'll be sure to put that in the complaint for you.
Please.
Word for word.
Let them, please, because
I will tell them about their stinky
everything-
douche. No problem.
everything perfect, but douche bag,
Got it. Stinky douche bag.
no, douche bag stinky.
Oh, okay. Isn't that the same thing? Stinky douche bag?
Okay, if you say, I just want you to know, but thank you, some very nice, I love it, but the douche, I
Okay,
no love.
I got it. Thank you, Boris. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I can't wait to see you again.